So, boys, I went to a party last week.
Oh, yeah?
And I realized, you guys know how I love star signs.
Yes.
Now, I was there with an older demographic to what I'm used to, and they don't talk about star signs. They talk about something else. That's the equivalent that I've learned.
Oh.
Myers-Briggs.
Oh, yeah.
You guys
that's
know
a
that?
classic one, yeah.
Yeah. James, do you know
Like
Myers-Briggs?
Myers-Briggs.
That's like, oh.
That an actor?
Yeah, like I'm a ENTJ,
Yeah.
you know? So extroverted.
I don't know the rest.
Is he the guy in Jonah Hill who sold weed?
No. So
Myers-Briggs.
it's a personality test that you get management students to take in uni.
Right.
And it pretty much tells you what career you're suited towards and like the kind of people you get along with, your management
Wait,
style.
is it the one with the little characters?
Yeah.
Like they've got little
I
like
think so.
Yeah, I'm a campaigner.
Campaigner.
Yeah. So it's pretty much that. So I realized I need to learn for when I'm older and no longer talking to girls about star signs. I need to learn how to talk about Myers-Briggs to them. That's going to be the next.
As if you haven't. Do you know which one you are?
Yeah, I'm EN something. IT. No, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
I have to check.
Aaron loves IT.
I have to check my because I did it years ago with my ex, and I have it screenshotted in our snap memories. And every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, nudes. But I have to scroll past the nudes to find the screenshot of what personality I am.
You should do the test again and then compare the results.
Yeah, I have. I did the test 2 weeks ago or 1 week after the party, and it was the exact same.
That's great. Yeah, because I did it 3 different times. Once in high school, once in middle of uni, and then recently, and it was all the same answer.
Yeah.
I did it twice, and I hoped because it was such a dumb result. I got the same one. I got campaigner again. And I wanted it to be different because the campaigner character looks fucking gay. He's like this dude with long hair and like a green face and shit. I'm like, bro, what is this fucking
That's so
guy? I don't look like this guy.
Bro, all of the
I've
characters.
got the low fade. I don't have fucking shoulder length hair.
What's the attributes of a campaigner? Do you remember?
I think it's ENFP. If I remember correctly. If I remember this correct, this is going to be fucking crazy. I'm calling you an
Oh,
F.
not the actual character. Sorry, I meant the attributes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, not the letters.
Oh, not the letters?
No. I meant like what personality traits do you?
Okay. It's like it would be like extroverted, intuitive.
Oh, you're right. ENFP.
Hey,
there we go.
Yeah, it's got a good memory.
So you guys
bro.
the same one?
No, I mean TJ.
Okay, guys, I kind of need to find out what I am now.
Oh.
That's so crazy that you remember off by heart everything.
Campaigners you might know: Robert Downey Jr. and Robin Williams.
Ooh.
Suck my cock.
Yeah,
The
that's
thing
pretty
is,
good.
I don't know who they are like by themselves because they're always acting. You don't know who their true self is. Probably depressed, considering
Robin Williams did shoot himself.
Yeah.
But Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man, so you know.
That's a big
true.
win.
That's true.
Engineer things.
Yeah.
Gang shit.
It says I'm the executive, so that's
The executive.
ESTJ.
ESTJ.
Yes.
What's
yes.
S?
S is strong-willed.
Strong-willed.
Willed. Can't read apparently. But yeah, a strong will makes this dedication possible.
Ooh.
I'm very dedicated. So.
Okay.
Listen to this. Campaigners are independent and creative, always on the lookout for the magic and meaning in everyday life. You know what I mean, man? I'm just looking for that fucking fairy dust.
Where's the vape? Where's the meaning? Oh, fuck
Campaigner
man.
personalities are capable of intense thought and feeling, and also of kicking back and having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it.
That sells James.
It literally is. Oh shit, weaknesses. Oh, strengths and weaknesses.
There is no weaknesses.
Bro, there's strengths and weaknesses.
You
I was
have
here
no
right now.
weaknesses.
That is true. That is true.
You know what's funny? Actually, Myers and Briggs, both of them sat down and they said, this test is good to tell you like the character of someone, but you should never be used to like tell someone whether they should be good for the job or not.
That's so interesting.
Jokes, because now they always use it to like with every job.
Exactly. That, when you started off that sentence, I thought you were going to say some kind of
No,
joke.
it's legit.
And they sat down and said this random thing. Yeah.
Boys,
Which,
I think I can disprove this entire thing just like with star signs
Okay.
off this.
You can't
This
disprove
is-
star signs.
I
can't.
can easily disprove star signs.
It's proven.
This is the weaknesses, right?
Yeah.
So one of the weaknesses is people pleasing, meaning that they're always like compromising their values. They're uncomfortable being disliked and all this kind of shit and doing it. And I feel like I've been quite savage to people over the years. Unfocused? Yeah, okay, that's true.
I mean, arguably.
Disorganized? Yeah, that's true. Look, I would say organized chaos. Overly accommodating? I don't know. Maybe. Here's where it gets bad.
Yeah.
For you guys, because you
Okay.
believe in this.
All right.
Aaron believes in the stars and also this, but Baz just believes in this. Overly optimistic. Now, I think what episode is this? 68?
Yeah, 68.
I think we might have 68 hours of me saying, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
Your book of delusions or whatever you guys call it is cringing gay.
I would say that you are on the was it pessimistic side of life?
Yes. I
Or
would
as
too.
as a pessimist would say, I'm realistic.
Okay, yeah, but it can't perfectly fit everyone. just like star signs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What
It's almost like you can't put people into little boxes and expect accuracy. Yet some people plan their entire world around it.
You can
Aaron.
put people into boxes because like you have to remember we haven't made these boxes and then people happen to fit into them. We've split people up by the boxes. Like you can fit people into 3 boxes: male, female, other. Everyone will fit into them. So
Sure.
if you put them into boxes, they will be in those boxes. So it's not that there's only 16 personalities. It's that we've grouped them up so that you're one of these 16 boxes.
Yeah, I know, but you could also make one of 100 boxes and just be a little bit specific, and one of 1,000 boxes and be a little bit more specific. It's like, it just seems like a very general way to group people.
It's a generalization.
You know, we got 8 Bill.
Yeah.
Are they all going to fall into 16 perfectly? Probably not.
Are they all going to be very different?
Quite possibly.
You reckon?
Yeah. Which one did Ted Bundy go to?
ENFP.
It's your way, baby. When you sleep, you're going to get fucked.
Which one do you
And
reckon?
killed.
Which one do you reckon Andrew Tate is?
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew that was gonna be the next one.
What's the Alpha Wolf one? What's the God Amongst Men character?
Bro.
Is he really well known? I'm curious
He's
if it's
so
gonna be
well
like
known, bro.
a niche joke.
Well, I found out about him from my brother a day before you guys told me about him.
Really?
And they introduced me to it as like, oh, do you know who the king is? And I was like, who the fuck is the king? And they're like, oh, you don't know the king? And they refused to tell me who it was.
Yeah.
Then I saw my brother a few days later. I'm like, bro, have you heard of Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, the king. We asked you about it the other day. You found out about it since.
Is that his actual nickname?
Yeah, the king.
Oh,
The king,
wow.
bro.
Okay. I love him.
Yeah.
Is it?
I heard about it from him.
I think you're missing memories, because I think me and Aaron referred to him as the king, not because he said that, but because we're pretending like he's a king amongst men.
Yeah.
Maybe they said the man.
Maybe. The legend.
This is the thing with Andrew Tate. I don't know if he's legit or if he's doing a Dom Mazzetti, like if it's all a character. But he's been doing that character for a fucking long time. Like there's videos from like 2013 of him still doing the same person he is now.
I'm choosing to believe it's real.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's not making any real money, but I think it's like a Ty Lopez thing.
He might be making real money from like his courses.
Or his courses he's
No,
making
well,
money.
yeah, I don't think when he went up to those Romanian gangsters and says, I'll open... I walked up to these guys and I said, I'll open rival casinos right next to your main competitors, in between that and Starbucks, and I'll give out free coffee. You know, he's like, he talks about his money making strategies. I'm like, yeah, man, I don't know. This is how you do it. He's like, I model all these Instagram thoughts. Women, they don't know how to do money. They're retards.
I just love how enthusiastic he is about the most stupid things.
Yeah, 100%. The dude's just got a warped sense of reality, and it's very entertaining to watch, you know?
Dude.
It's funny because we were talking about him like months ago. We were talking about, he was saying, oh yeah, if you're not a millionaire by 30, what are you doing? Or 25, I think he may have said.
You're
and I
not
was
a man.
like, this guy is so true, even though I am about to be 25 and I am very far from a millionaire.
You got 10 mil,
You
bro.
got a
Shut
quarter
up,
of a
Aaron.
million in Bitcoin. What was it again? $500,000?
I wish, dude. I wish.
Oh, now that it crashed, now it's only 250K, right?
I know, that's the problem.
Shit,
That's still very far away from mil.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But you know what will get you closer to the mill?
What?
A good phone case.
Really?
Really?
But
Yeah,
where do I
so-
get a good phone case?
Probably from Puppy This, I'd
What
say.
the fuck is Puppy This, you cunt?
Puppy This is the best phone case provider in the Southern Hemisphere.
That's shocking.
Yeah, maybe even the North Hemisphere.
Wait, have they
maybe
not made
even in Greater Earth.
Have they not made it to North yet?
No, they have.
Wait, they have?
Yeah, but only if you go through the XYZ.
What's the XYZ?
Oh, it's when you get the shipped overseas. Yeah, but Puppy This is an Australia-based phone case provider. Essentially, you can get photos from local artists. Every single time you buy a phone case, some donation goes to the local artist. He's promised. And then
Here's the thing I'm always confused about though, correct? Because you buy a phone case, it says it's strong. You drop your phone and the case cracks. Your phone doesn't die, but you have to buy a new one each time. And I'm like, when are the full flex options going to become available?
well, thankfully, you get full flex.
What?
So you can get Buy a Bitch, which is
What the
Buy-
fuck? Isn't that the name of your ex-girlfriend, the vegan?
That's a different one. That's Buy a Stitch. Buy a Bitch is a biodegradable phone case, mate. And then on top of that, you're getting a beautiful design on it that supports that artist that made that design.
That's fucking shocking.
Yeah, absolutely. With the link below, you'll get 20% off.
20.
Yes.
Fuck me.
Damn.
He must be making millions, if not billions.
sir. Maybe even trillions.
Maybe you can donate some more money to Milk Bucket.
Yeah. Check out the link for Puppy This Cases. Let's get back to the show, boys.
Sweet. You know what I think? So you guys have the Myers-Briggs. You have the star signs.
Yep.
You know what I think is the best testament of someone's character?
What's that?
What's that?
Their reaction to slow internet.
Ooh.
I reckon that's going to tell you whether she's a red flag, whether she's a patient, nice woman. That's the test you got to do before you make her the mother of your kids.
Really? Okay, so if a girl starts to not necessarily freak out, but she's like, fuck, internet's slow. Is that a red flag?
No.
Okay, so what point does it become a red flag?
If she's raging.
Oh, if she's raging.
Yeah. If she's raging. Which I've raged a lot from the internet.
Imagine you're about to join a meeting or something and your internet stops working. You're gonna freak out.
Not really.
Okay, I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah.
Do you know what the funniest situations are? Like
What's
when
that?
you hear Basil speak. You know, I've known him for a long time. Aaron, you've known him for a long time as
Yeah.
well. We now live with him for a long time. It feels like at least.
Yeah.
When Basil talks about red flags in women, they quite often pertain to him. And it's like, I love the double standard he lives by. You know what I mean?
Bro, life has double standards.
I
Like,
know, but it's just like, you're like, I would never wife up someone who does this. And then you'd go and proceed to do it. You know? Like immediately afterwards. Like, you know, if a woman has slept with more than 2 people, they're walking scum. They might as well call themselves cum bucket. Like, anyway, babe, come in.
Would you marry someone who vapes?
Oh, fucking oath.
You would? Okay.
What do you mean?
Okay.
I would be a bit annoyed if they're completely against smoking. Because it's
Really?
like...
But you want to marry a Muslim.
Yeah, so. But Muslims can break the rules.
Muslims also be smoking, bro.
Yeah, Muslims
Are
do
they
smoking.
Hookah and shisha and
Technically
shit,
not.
bro.
Yeah.
Technically not, but it's like it's a bit of a grey area. But that being said, man, like
Yeah,
the
bacon
reason
is
why
clear.
I've got double
Bro,
standards...
they've got bro. Muslims got to realize that like there are some things that are just not grey areas. Like why is pork a grey area? Why is pork like a black line in the sand?
Yeah.
But like drinking, fucking underage, smoking, like not participating in fucking Ramadan, never never doing the
Not
Hajj.
participating in Ramadan is not a grey area. That is straight breaking the rules. Like that is a pillar of Islam. There's no fucking ifs or but about that one.
But when I traveled and I did the Hajj, I don't know if you guys know this, but I did that, right?
You went to Saudi?
Yeah, it was fantastic. I dropped some acid. It was a good time. I didn't, guys.
Very
that was a
Muslim.
joke. I didn't see a pillar which had a pork, like a pig on it. So it's like,
pillar with
what?
a
So
pork?
yeah. So if eating
yeah.
a pig is not a pillar,
That's not a pillar.
then why don't we just fucking go eat some bacon?
Wait,
You
it's not a
should.
pig. Yeah, it's not. It's not pillar.
No, it's not a pillar.
So can you explain to me the reasoning behind not eating pork?
Yeah, sure. It's I don't want to get into it in this
Like,
podcast. I
can
feel
you
it's
give me
not-
like a 20-second summary?
Yeah, okay. Well, it's hard to... So what they tell you in the Quran is just avoid it. They don't actually explain why. Now, you have modern scholars that look back and they say, okay, why is it that they said this? Because usually the person that designs the religion or like the reason why is because to get society back in order. They say now it's because of swine flu.
I was just about to say, I think I remember you telling me this once.
They
Yeah,
say now
swine
that
flu.
so they didn't know what it was, but they knew that if pigs were in the area, people died of this flu every now and then.
Okay.
So they said avoid it, and people survived.
Can you imagine how gutted you'd be if you live now and you realized, like, let's say the rules had changed and there were a lot of chickens and bird flu went around that time, so you wouldn't be able to eat KFC? Bro, imagine that.
Chicken is a fucked one. Like there's no way you wouldn't be able to not eat chicken, bro.
Bro, how would you get shredded?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine if
What
you
kind of
found out
vibe?
Muhammad just didn't like pig. Like he was just not a fan of crackling and he was like, nah, miss that shit.
There's a lot of people that think it's like, it's because Muslims think it's a dirty animal. It's just so far from the truth.
That's what you told me when we were children.
Yeah, what
That it was a dirty animal.
is it?
Really?
Yeah, that's what you told me as a kid.
Ah, fuck yeah. A lot of people think that, but there's no mention of it being a dirty animal. It's the same as any other animal.
So who told you that was a dirty animal?
I don't know. I probably just thought that.
Baz did tell me a lot of things back in the
Like
day.
it's a fair enough assumption though. Like I get why people would think that.
The thing is, it's so interesting because like when you hear the explanation for these certain rules, like, oh yeah, it was created to keep people alive. It makes sense. Like with religion, it's like a lot of people say religions are a mass controlling device. It does a good job at that, but it does also make sense that if you have a society, you want it to be strong and healthy so you can fucking preserve it, right?
Yeah.
I heard Ben Shapiro recently saying he hates it because he's very devout Orthodox Jew, right? And he hates it when people try and make these modern justifications for it. And he says, no, it's not allowed. So just don't do it. And it's like, big man, doesn't it make more sense to ponder why these rules were put in place, fucking 5,000 years ago, as opposed to just taking it with blind faith that this is what was meant to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think curiosity is important.
Yeah. And like the Old Testament had some wild shit, which like I think the Torah is based off the Old Testament, or is the Old Testament? I can't really remember.
Yeah.
But like the Torah is the Jewish book of faith. And there's rules like no shellfish, you can't eat meat and cheese on the
They
same
don't eat
thing.
shellfish.
Yeah, again, I'm no expert, but this is what I've been told. It says you can't have clothes with two different cloth or some shit.
Jesus.
You know what I mean?
Oh, you can't have blend.
Yeah, there's no
that's
blend,
a
bro.
big
It's
fashion
got to be
no-no.
cotton. It
Fucked
can't
up,
be
bro.
cotton and semi-cotton.
Can you not wear double denim?
No, no double denim. Bro, if you fucking sew a patch into your jeans because they got ripped, hell.
Straight to hell.
Get out of here.
Gone.
Yeah, but okay, going back to double standards. This is the thing. People have this massive thing against double standards, but they're everywhere in life, and no one fucking bats an eye about them because
What do you mean?
it's only when they're pointed out that people go,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Don't eat pork, drink alcohol.
Okay, well, here's a simple double standard.
Yep.
Why do students get a discount somewhere and adults don't get a discount? Double standard.
Lack of income.
What is a
I
double
was gonna
standard?
say.
Lack of income. Old people also get discounts.
It's treating people differently for no apparent reason. And
It's
all
not
the-
no apparent reason.
There's
There's quite an
reason.
obvious reason.
you can always have a reason. Okay, for example, another double standard.
This fucking guy.
Bro, another double standard that everyone's okay with. A man earns $1, a woman earns 77 cents.
Oh, we're not going into that. We're not going into
Patreon! If you don't know, the Milk Bucket Army has created Milk Bucket After Dark. The exclusive experience to hear all the wild shit we can't say here because, we've all got jobs and they might not be happy. I don't know. But if you want to hear more about 77 reasons why men earn $1 versus 77 cents, go to the Patreon right now. It's only $5 a month, so have fun.
Yeah,
Hell
have fun,
yeah.
boys. Have fun.
Everyone's
That's a
all right with
spicy
it.
topic.
Bro, double standards be everywhere. That's what I'm saying.
So fine with it. Boys, I want to talk about what might be the worst job of all time.
Ooh,
Okay.
engineer.
As we know, let's not get into that. Patreon as well. I'm just slagging out the whole industry. As we all know, pornography exists,
Okay.
and there are some roles which are like lesser than others. You know what I mean?
What?
Some roles you wouldn't want to be. For instance,
A
you
flopper?
wouldn't want to be the porn star who gets shit on. Like that
Oh,
would
okay.
probably
They're
not be
getting paid,
ideal.
though. They're probably
Yeah.
getting paid.
Of course they're getting paid,
Yeah.
but they're getting shit on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
I'll
mean?
do that for free.
I know, but we've all got our own proclivities that we like to get into. There is a guy in porn who his sole role is to be the father who's shocked and appalled where his daughter gets fucked in the ass by a black dude in front of him.
That doesn't
that's his
sound
whole
too
role.
bad.
You reckon?
Is he continuously playing this role? That's amazing.
I've seen he's got like 20 daughters apparently.
He never participates.
Never. Some of them are so funny. He's got a famous one with Lana Rhodes where it's like he's a very clear racist. He's like, I don't like this boy. He's black. He's got one with Piper Perry where the scenario is that he's this big, the black guy's this big like music producer, and he's the dad of a daughter who's trying to make it big.
Oh, yeah.
Like the storylines in porn are always so funny, right?
Yeah.
But he goes off into like the other room and they've got to negotiate the contract. So of course, one thing leads to another. She's sucking pipe. But you see in the background, he's just there looking through the window like, what's going on? And it takes about 20 minutes of her getting plowed before he breaks in and says, what are you doing? That's my little girl.
I love that this man's been typecasted in porn to be this disapproving dad.
And I'm not going to lie, they did it well because he looks like a dad who would watch his daughter get fucked for a role or something like that.
Also, has he ever been sitting there while his daughter's getting clapped right in front of him?
One time, it's such a funny line because it just shouldn't be funny. He's like, "Wow, wow, honey, you're really taking that dick good."
Oh,
I'm like,
jeez.
yo, relax, me.
I think
Fuck
this
me.
might be one of like the best roles in porn.
I think
because-
that's fine, yeah.
yeah.
You
'cause
reckon?
If you were to go into another industry, it's fucking fine.
Bro, it's so easy.
It's not really.
You can get
You
to
reckon?
Hollywood from that.
It's great acting, to be fair to him.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with
No,
being
you're
a
not
dad.
getting your dick sucked though.
Yeah,
So you're literally just staying on. You're standing on a porn site. Like if you've got a wife, she's not going to understand it.
I don't
You're like,
really-
honey, I've had a hard day at work. It's like, oh, what? You saw a black guy fuck a white girl.
This is the other
That
thing,
sounds
bro.
tough. That must suck.
I don't think that it would be good to be a male porn star. I don't think that they're living life and loving life. I think that it's a very cutthroat. Like you find it, you make $1,000 here. A couple months later, you find another role that's $1,000, and it's like you go there. You're really nervous that you're not going to get hard, or that you're not going to come on demand, or that you're not going to last long enough.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a full of anxiety industry in the set and then outside of the set as well.
I know what you mean, but I know, I guess this is every industry, like the big names rise to the top. But I would say you could probably find more videos with guys than with the famous girls. Like I bet you if you look up Danny D or fucking, who's the bald guy?
Johnny Sins.
Johnny Sins. They've probably done more videos than Riley Reid's done.
You reckon?
Just because they're constantly working with all the fit chicks.
But it
Okay.
could also be because they make so much less that they have to make so many more.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah,
content.
great point.
You're right. Yeah, I don't know. I get what you mean. Apparently they just are all on Viagra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like they're just popping from the
it'd
jump
make
because they've got to be
100%.
fucking for like 4 hours.
Yeah, that would be rough.
It was so interesting, right? I had a hypothesis years ago and it got at least proven right by one girl. There was, Lena the Plug?
Yeah.
She obviously does porn with her boyfriend, Adam22,
Yeah.
where they do like a podcast and at the end, fuck the guest.
Oh, do
And-
they?
Yeah.
Wait, they do a podcast and whoever the guest is, male or female, they fuck.
Well, I think it's always female, but it's usually like
okay.
girls in the industry. They fuck Trisha Paytas, if you know who that is.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
That's a good way
Did
to
you
bring
watch
people
it?
to the Patreon.
Nah, she's a bit too ugly.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. I'm curious what that was like.
No, I think I clicked on it to see like, is this actually real? And then I was like, oh,
I guess it
I
is.
was okay, now it's time.
Yeah.
My curiosity has been I don't know what to say. My curiosity has been
been
satisfied.
It's
Yes.
not. She's not even a porn star.
She does OnlyFans or something, I think.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know. She's a goofy girl.
Yeah.
But they were talking about how because as we know, the average if you looked at the average dick in society, according to Google, it's 5.5, but in porn, it's about 10.5. And they were saying that a big factor of length in porn is so that they can get those shots where it's like the dude sitting half a meter away so you can actually see the insertion and all that kind of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Have you ever filmed sex before?
Yes.
It's fucking like, yeah, like whenever you're filming, it's fucking hard to get a good angle. I had to have it on like wide angle the whole time. Like you're just like, it's really hard to get a good angle.
Yeah. POV is kind of annoying in general, though.
POV is fucking hard to do.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you got to have your hands out. You're not really
Hold
paying
it
attention
up.
to the sex.
Yeah. If you're on
So-
top, it's very, very uncomfortable.
Every now and then she's like, you got to give her a little slap. It's like, camera.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. No, not me, the camera.
Yeah.
But I would love to do fucking OnlyFans with a chick. Like just have a couple's OnlyFans with no face. I feel like that's such a good vibe.
So if Riley Reid, let's say Milk Bucket makes it big. We go to LA, we have Riley Reid on the podcast. She deeps her out to our microphone or whatever, right?
Yep.
And she was like, "Oh, Basil, you were really funny and stuff. You're so tall and handsome. Do you want to come with my OnlyFans?" But
Fuck
your
yeah, you
face
can.
is in it.
Oh.
So like anyone who subscribes to it, and I assume she's got hundreds of thousands
Nah,
of
I
subscribers,
can't do
maybe
that.
even millions of thousands.
Maybe even billions.
Would you do that? You think?
Nah,
You don't
I
reckon?
can't, bro, because my kids.
Yeah, but
Because
your
your
kids
kids.
just
My
think about
kids
what if
can't
you've got.
see firsthand how their creation happened. They're not allowed.
Riley Reid's not going to be
Yeah,
your
but
mum.
they'll be
Bro,
seeing the
Riley
process.
Reid's preggers right now.
What?
Yeah,
Like
she is,
aggressively
yeah,
pregnant.
she is.
What?
Yeah.
Have you not seen this?
No.
Have you seen Lana Rhodes' kid?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do you see all the jokes? So you know how Cristiano Ronaldo, do you guys know anything about him?
Yeah, wasn't he possibly the dad?
Whoa,
No.
what?
Well, it was some.
No, it's Kevin
athlete.
Durant.
Kevin
people were
Durant.
saying was.
Oh, KD.
Okay.
Kevin Durant brought a backup girl to their date.
Oh,
Like he
what?
rocked up to the
Oh.
date with a side chick, and she was like, "What's going on here?" And it was essentially that if this doesn't go out well, and I'm not going to fuck you, I've got this girl right here on hand.
Did he say
What
that?
the
I
fuck?
can't remember who came. Maybe Lana said it. Maybe Mike said it from Lana.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But it was very like
Wait, so Katie went on a date with
Lana Rhodes.
Lana Rhodes?
Yeah.
Wait, Lana Rhodes Katie's the father of Lana Rhodes' kids?
People speculate it is, but
on
he
the-
looks white. The kid.
Ah, okay.
But then again, like, who knows? Kids come out different shades and all that shit. She's white as well, so maybe it is. But it would be so funny if it was, because like that means he's fucked.
Yeah.
Because she might have a bit of money, but she don't have KD money.
Yeah.
KD money would be making like 75, 80 mil a year.
Jeez.
And bro, there are so many stories. There was a
But
girl.
she's on over $1 million a month. Like she's on 10, 15.
Bro, that's peanuts.
I don't think that he would be on the hook for a lot of child support because
Of course you would.
it's all about elevating their lifestyle. And when you elevate it, you have to maintain it. So that's why they have to pay. Oh, that's with at least alimony. Child support is a different question. Like alimony is like, okay, she was poor and you're really rich. So you let her have this amazing lifestyle. And now by threatening divorce, you have to maintain her lifestyle thereafter.
Ooh, I didn't know that. So
I'm so against it.
But but this is the thing, and I'm not necessarily against it. That's a whole other rabbit hole. But there's not much more your life can increase from 15 mil a year versus 70 mil a year. Like,
Yeah,
it's
but-
really not too much.
But the courts don't see it that way.
I think they would.
No, they
I think
don't.
they would see because how much do you get on child support? You see some that are like a few $100K a month. You see that at like, but
No,
there's
no,
none
no.
that are 1.5 million a year.
No,
a
that's
month,
not
sorry,
true.
which is what she's making.
Well, Blake Griffin, who was not like the greatest NBA player in the world, earlier in his career, he got a chick preggers. The kid was born and he was paying $500K a month.
Jeez.
And he wasn't KD
Fucking
on
hell.
crazy money a year. Because it's literally about I get it to some extent, but also it's a bit wild. Like it's about the lifestyle. The dad should be the same at the mom's.
Yeah.
So that's why some of these chicks get like crazy money because they've got a kid with this guy. Because it's like when he goes to the moms versus the dads, it should be the exact same style of living.
Which is fair enough.
Hypothetically.
That's something. But fucking alimony is wild because if you're getting half of what they get, why the fuck are you getting alimony as well?
Well, I don't understand.
Well, when you get divorced, usually the chick takes half, yeah?
Yeah.
So why are you also getting paid out?
Because she could make the income versus like just having money. So half your money, okay, for example, it could be, say you have $10 million, $5 million is in a house, $5 million in other assets. So she takes the house, he gets the rest of it, okay? But then going forward, how are you supposed to pay for your life?
But that's, to me, that's like, I've done my bit. You've taken half of what I own.
So the way the court sees it is that whatever the man has been able to make through income and through wealth, it was a joint effort. So she supported him in making that money, getting a job and whatnot.
And that's why she got half of it. I get that side. Why don't you still pay afterwards?
Because there's the income that you're going to make from that going forward that she's helped you make.
I call cap. Why? Like, I understand that's how the courts see it, but I think that's so retarded because it's
who
like
fed the kids. Okay, in a proper marriage, where like Bill and Melinda Gates, for example, she's like, who was the one who was looking after the kids? Who was the one who was like picking them up and dropping them off?
Do you reckon Melinda Gates was doing that?
Yeah, I don't think she was doing that.
She was like, she was part of the charity foundation. She probably played a big role there.
Yeah, probably. But that was way after they got rich. That was their own foundation.
Yeah.
I mean, what she was doing beforehand, I'm not too sure. But
I just, the idea that you're on the hook to this chick forever until she remarries is crazy to me.
Yeah, and I've actually met some women who have got like boyfriends. They're still with their husbands, and the boyfriend is completely fine with they're still like they will never marry again because they've got such a nice payment coming in from the husband. If they ever remarry, then it's gone.
No, that's how I heard about the Blake Griffin thing. The girl was seeing other people, but she refused to get married or put anything like even register them as long-term partner or anything like that, because if she did, she'd lose all the money.
Yeah, I know girls whose mum are in that position, and it's so embarrassing for the girl. Like she says, like, oh yeah, my mum's got a boyfriend. He can't actually live with you as well. I think because it can't be a de facto relationship.
Right. So if they did, you could fight it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you could be like, hey, she's got someone else. He can support her. He's rich, but the other guy's like, nah. If you're getting this fat payment from your ex, then why would we change anything? You hate him, then let's just taking money from him.
With not alimony, but the child support one, where it's based on, oh yeah, you've given this girl a certain level of lifestyle. If you're making this money and it's purely based off lifestyle, and you're an extreme frugal person, and you're living like kind of the not so great lifestyle, would you still have to give out fat money?
No.
Yeah. What if it was like lifestyle wise, where like we know a lot of people who live above their means.
Yep.
So they're using credit cards and all this kind of stuff to have designer shit, but they really can't afford it.
Yeah.
Does that get factored into the lifestyle that when they were together, we were really bad at money together? And so I was getting all these Louboutin bags. So now you got to continue this, this fake facade that we carried on. Or do they say, well, actually, you're making $1,000 a month. You can't have this lifestyle.
They can't give them a higher alimony than your actual pay. It's going to be a percentage of your pay.
Right.
But yeah, I think that if you're frugal and that you haven't lived a big lifestyle and she's spending a couple $1,000s a month, then that's what you would give her.
Oh, okay.
As long as she doesn't work. And you could even prove that you could get a job and make that money easily.
Yeah.
The problem is if you're dating a basketball player making $60 million and now you're spending $2 million a month.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh fuck, like how am I gonna be the one that the baby's gonna pick? It's never gonna happen.
Oh, I see. You reckon that's a big argument for it.
It's never gonna happen. So you have to pay me $500,000 a month. So I can at least have a decent standard so the kid will want to spend time with me as much as they want to spend time with you.
That's crazy.
It's so fucked up because part of me I feel empathetic. When the kids are involved, I get it. I remember I heard someone talk about it where they were saying like, if you have my kid, you're set. Because like you've brought my kid into the world, as long as you're a good mother and shit like that, I'm going to take care of you because I don't want my kid to like, a lot of people get fucked up relationships when they like fall out with one of their parents. It's like, that's cool. Yeah. But the idea that a wife, like without kids are 18 or above or whatever, so there's no child support, is getting dollars from that is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I think whether there's a kid involved or not, either way, it'd be fucking very frustrating.
Oh, of course. But with a kid, it's at least, if you like your kid, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people who don't. But if you do like your kid, you probably want to see them taken care of. And if they're, given how the state of custody works, they're probably going to be at the mom's more than the dad's. So it's like.
But if you're giving them $500,000 a month, how much is going to the kid?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe $50K, which is a lot.
Can you remember Dr. Dre's?
Do
you remember Dr. Dre's wife came up with her estimated dollars? She was like, oh yeah, I need $200,000 a month for shoes. I need $400,000 a month for relaxation. I need.
What does that mean?
Yeah, exactly right. It was crazy. It ended up boiling down to like something like between $3 and $7 million a month that she needed. But it's apparently like one of those things where when you sue people, you ask for double what they actually have, so that they settle on all of their got. Apparently that happened with Lisa Ann.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So she like was retired from the industry for a while, but then she came back recently.
Yeah.
So apparently, again, this is all speculation from other porn stars on podcasts I've listened to, but I think a girl called Jessa Rhodes, I think she's a porn star. She's not, sorry. But I think she was saying that Lisa Ann said another porn star was out hooking in Dubai, like being a hooker in Dubai, right?
And Lisa Ann said that about another one.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And that porn star sued her for defamation. And she somehow knew, this is again all speculation, but the chick reckons that she had internal sources saying Lisa Ann has 10 mil. So we're going to ask for 20. So when they say, well, look, we can't go for 20, we have to accept 10 because the judge is like residing in our favor or some shit like that. And she essentially just wiped her clean. And now Lisa Ann's got to go back into the business.
She's back in.
Yeah.
Fresh videos.
Oh my God.
That being said, I'm actually not angry at the girl who sued her because the new videos are pretty good.
I haven't seen him, bro.
You know what? Desperation breeds creativity.
Drew.
I'm not against that shit, bro.
They should make a remake to that one where the guy's drowning in his bathtub.
Oh, they really should. That was such a good scene.
The thing is, she was a MILF
It's a
before she quit.
bathtub.
She was a MILF before she quit. What is she doing now?
She
She
a
doing
gilf.
gilf?
Gilf. Thing is, you're a MILF at 25. Like in the porn industry.
Yeah.
Like that's just how.
You go from stepsister to stepmom.
Yeah, Riley Reid has really like changed the game because she looks young and now she's like, 28, 29 or something like that. And she can still play the 18-year-old.
Lana Rhodes is becoming MILF territory.
Yeah.
She must be really, okay, any porn star must be so offended when you eventually get casted as a stepmom.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm 27.
I feel stepmom's okay. Like, it's always a stepmom, I get that. But, like, when you think about it, you could be an 18-year-old stepmom.
No, what's bad is when
Yeah,
you get
that's
casted as mom.
Yeah,
Not
that's what's
stepmom.
bad.
You're not the hot chick that your dad started dating because he divorced your real mom.
Yeah.
It's like you're the mother.
Yeah. I agree.
It is funny how like stepmom has been so inbred into society that I feel like it's become way less weird when you hear it just because it's a common porn trope. But now every now and then when I hear, but mom, and there's not a step, I'm like, yo, what's going on here, guys?
Would you ever call your stepmom mum? Or your
Nah.
stepdad dad?
Nah, but I'm too old for that. You know what I mean? I get if you're younger, that might be a thing you do.
Yeah, but what if he said, hey, come here, son. I don't want you
Well,
calling me no
punch him.
dad.
Sack whack him so
I'd punch
fucking
him so hard,
What
bro.
do you
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, if you're an
I'd
adult,
one too.
there's no way that an adult can't say that to another adult.
Yeah.
Would you call
exactly.
him like stepdad? Or stepdad?
I'd call him stepdaddy. But like, but stepdad, I don't know.
He would have to earn it. By earn it, he'd have to pay me.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
He'd have to pay me alimony.
Yeah.
Boys, you know what I was thinking the other day?
What
This is a bit of a revelation. This is some possibly bad advice to the young viewers that are listening here.
Spicy.
I reckon that bad...
What else have we given but bad advice to them?
Oh, no. I reckon that bad decisions are necessary so that you have great stories to tell.
Oh, I completely agree
Yeah.
with you.
So when it comes down to it, I think that you shouldn't try to find the best thing to do. You shouldn't try to find like, okay, what's the best. Okay, for example, if you're going from Austria to Vietnam, say for example, the best way to do it would just be the fly, obviously, probably the cheapest as well.
Sure.
But if you caught a train there, there's this website called train.cc and it finds out any way to get from a train from one spot to another spot, if you can, if it's possible. And I'll tell you if you have
It's
to
like
fly.
Australia anywhere out of Australia. Sorry,
Bro,
guys.
I did
We
it-
tried our best.
I did it from fucking Spain to Singapore and it found a route. And it's like a 9,000 kilometer route. And
So when you
should-
said you did it, you looked it up.
bro,
When you said I did it, I'm like, wait, when did you go to Spain to Singapore?
I looked it up.
Yeah.
And it was, bro, it's such an incredible route. Like you go through it, it goes through like Moscow, through fucking Vietnam, down there, it goes through Cambodia and then Laos, and then goes through Thailand, all the way down to Singapore. Like it just seemed like such an incredible route. Like occasionally you have to catch a bus. And it tells you the estimated cost for the whole thing. It was like $1,000 total
Damn.
fees. Going through like you go through all of Europe.
It would be interesting having to get like visas sorted out because you have to stop by in like 7 different countries for like one night. You know?
No, you have to stop through like 21.
Oh yeah, exactly.
21, 22, like through Beijing, Shanghai. You have to go all the way across Russia.
The problem is, I completely get what you're saying, but the time it takes to do that transport, you might be missing out on opportunities in the actual destination country.
I reckon the fun parts happen when you least expect it though.
Possibly.
Like that's like I reckon if
But
you
it's
make
a
some good
gamble.
friends along
You're
the
not
way,
making friends on the train.
I think you can.
I think that what Baz said to do, which is go from Singapore to Spain, is a retarded thing to say. But I very much agree with the sentiment of what you're saying in that like if you overthink everything you do, because I've been a serial overthinker my whole life. And when you just sit back, let fucking life guide you where you're going to go, more than often you get good stories and you end up being all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to carefully plan out every second of your life in order to have a successful one.
Oh, for sure.
That's
But
a
spending fucking 30 hours on a train or however long.
bro, a month.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
month of
exactly.
traveling.
Yeah,
9,000 kilometers.
Yeah,
Bro,
exactly.
you would be, the best part of it, I reckon, is the fact that when you're traveling, you tend to see a lot more of the country than when you're actually. So, say you go to, say in Fiji, for example, because we've both been there. Like, if we just took a taxi straight to where we're going to,
Yep.
we wouldn't have seen much like we did on the way back. Like, We didn't really see much at all.
Yeah, sure.
But then on the way there, because we were traveling there, we were like looking around, like just the commute, you see more of the country than when you're actually at the destination, just walking around close to you.
It was different though. We were in control.
We were in control.
We were in control.
Yeah. Also, like you might see things, but that doesn't mean you experience anything.
No, because just looking at the country is like really interesting. Every country is different, especially if you're going through Eastern Europe.
But if you're just going to look at something, you might as well go on Google Maps or David Attenborough.
It's
You
gas,
want to be
different in
amongst the
real life.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you-
not
you
when you're
wanna be-
inside a train. You might as well be in a fucking
In the
at home
train
when you
is
see
amongst
it.
the people. You have
No,
to keep
it's
that in
not.
mind. There's a mini bar on the train. Some of them like 7-day journeys. Because, for example, you have to go from Moscow all the way to Shanghai.
Yeah.
One train. Because Russia's got really good trains, apparently. So it's faster than going through Asia. That's a 7-day train journey. There's gonna be a mini bar there. There's good food facilities. There's restaurants all on the train, or they provide you food.
Do you know
You're
what I've
gonna
just
meet people,
realized?
man.
Baz can sleep places.
Yeah,
That is where this is built in from.
No, it's got beds.
Because if you had trouble sleeping in shitty environments, there's no way you would present this.
I know.
Nah, this is
I
not
did
a- I'll
12
tell you-
hours from Sydney to Melbourne and I wanted to die.
I'll tell
I
you
got
why.
tonsillitis fucking 12 hours
you're-
from Bangkok to Copenhagen and I wanted to die.
That was on a
This
bus, not on
motherfucker
a
just be
train.
sleeping,
Yeah.
bro.
Trains are completely different.
I was on a train when I went from Sydney to Melbourne and it
Were you?
sucked. Yeah.
Jeez. The other question is it stopping or is it just non-stop Sydney to Melbourne?
Huh?
Was it non-stop Sydney to Melbourne or
There
was
were
it?
stops in between.
Ah, fuck. The stops are the worst ones. They're the killers.
Yeah.
This is like it's slowing down and then speeding up again, slowing down, opening.
Oh,
closing,
see, I was
speeding up.
using. I assumed there'd be plenty of stops in this Russia to fucking wherever it was. Exactly.
Yeah, this guy
Same.
thinks it's a
Yeah, I
cool
mean, there
experience
probably- there probably
sitting
is.
on a
Yeah.
train for 7 days and then
Exactly.
waiting, 20 minutes, getting on a bus. Like, I thought what you were thinking, that it would stop and you
Yeah,
spend a day here
30
and you
hours
go out and...
stop. 30
Look,
hours stop.
realistically speaking, it probably has a lot of stops. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's not Moscow to Beijing one stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a stop meaning, like, does it stop there for a day so you can go out and explore, or
It's
do
not
you
a
stay
fucking
on
cruise,
there?
bro. It's not a hop on,
This
hop
is what
off.
I'm saying.
Like, you can stop.
Aaron,
and
is
then
this
get
what you were
another bus.
thinking as well?
Yeah.
When you were saying this sick adventure that takes a month, we didn't realize you meant a month
I
on a
would-
train looking out a window.
I would stop wherever you want to stop. So like probably I wouldn't stop at every single stop, otherwise it'll take a fucking year.
Yep.
Because there's like 22 stops there, right?
Okay.
So if you're gonna spend every stop, if you want to spend like 3 days, it'll turn it into a 2-month journey. Actually, that's not too bad at all.
It's very
Lot of
long.
leave.
Plus the 30 days of traveling. So
Yeah.
it's like 90 days.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a lot
So
of time
you
off
go to
work.
the main destinations. You finally get to Moscow. Okay, take out. I'm gonna spend a week here, travel around, then continue back to Shanghai.
You would be dreading the train
Why?
because you've just spent so much time on the train. You're about to get back onto it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
I think the main thing is if you're able to make it the train the enjoyable part. Like,
I think that's a
looking at-
This
very
guy.
hard thing to
He's like, yeah,
accomplish.
if you find a 6'3" Swedish model, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be a great time. You just have sex for fucking 30 days straight.
6'3" Swedish model.
Yeah, that's
6'3".
6'3" male Swedish model, by the
A little bit tall for my liking.
way. Wait, Munchie, stop fucking chewing my shit, you cunt.
Yeah, bro, she be chewing. We got a rabbit. Her name's Munchie.
No, it's Flipster.
Oh yeah, flip stuff.
It's got so many names.
Yeah.
We often refer to us by oi cunt.
The funny thing is that the person that named them Flipstar also could name them Munchie.
Me?
No, Ash, right?
No, I came up with both names.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well then my point stays the same.
I used Flipster as like a placeholder name.
Oh yeah.
You know, I was just like, oh, what are we gonna do with fucking Flipster?
I like Flip.
Yeah,
Like-
Flip's a cute name,
Baz brought Flip in.
but she doesn't be doing no flips.
She been doing flips, bro. She been flipping.
You ain't seen no flips.
So she been flipping.
She's been
patties
doing
like the
flips
Macca's
when you
workers.
put her on her shoulder and she falls off.
She been doing flips because she ain't got no tricks. She been doing tricks because she ain't got no licks.
The Sri Lankan riots are
The Sri
happening right
Lankan
now.
riots?
Exactly
What
what,
are
I
they
thought.
rioting?
In Sri Lanka?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The primary, it's actually crazy, right? Because it's a country which we don't think about that much.
Oh, I think about it all the time.
Do you?
Sri Lanka.
Yeah,
It's
no,
always
no.
on my mind.
Yeah, always. But it's got like, you know, the 5th or 6th highest population, crazy density. Like you'd
Does it?
think, yeah. It's got the highest density per meter squared or something. They had a riot where everyone rushed the Parliament House and the PM and the second guy in charge are like stepping down in a week's time
Jeez.
without anyone noticing except for on TikTok. Now, maybe we are insulated not looking at world news on Sydney Morning Herald, but I looked it up and right now I think they're angry because of how they handled COVID and also they had a bad economy going into COVID. Then
Yep.
COVID happened and everything got fucked. But they're going through like how, so retail prices are going, inflation at 16%. Fucking food inflation is like 30%. We're complaining at 5%.
Yeah,
like, bro, this is getting rough out
Jeez,
here.
bro.
And they're just getting fucked. And there's literally villages of videos of hundreds of thousands of people rushing into the fucking parliament and like dancing and shit like that.
Really?
Yeah.
See, here's the thing though. A riot like that isn't going to accomplish anything. They can't. The
They've
government.
stepped down.
They stepped down.
They stepped down.
Yeah, they've stepped down.
But how is that suddenly going to fix the inflation problem? That's
Oh, it's really
New
not.
leadership. Because the other thing is, I reckon it's a lot of corruption. So when
You
you
reckon
change
that's
leadership-
caused inflation?
when you change leadership, you can get rid of corruption a lot easier. Like, okay, think about this: the main boss, which everyone like, all the corruption ends up going up to him, right?
Yep.
If he's gone, suddenly now you have to work down, and they have to find a new connection. And what if that person it doesn't budge? He says, "No, I'm not. I don't want the payoff. I'm here to fix the country. They've voted me in because they have faith in me. So I'm not going to fuck about with this."
I reckon there'd be a
making shit up.
lot of pressure to accept the corruption.
Yeah, how often do you think people actually aren't corrupt in power? Like, you've got the people who just straight and narrow.
In which country?
Any country.
In Australia, it's hard. You can't say in all countries because in Australia,
Obviously,
I
there's
think
going to be
it's very
more
rare.
obvious corruption in third world countries because you can break the rules and get away with it easier. But I think there's still heaps of corruption in all first world countries.
I mean, it's a whole different level of corruption. So there's like corruption for small things, for example, like being able to pay off a speed, like a police officer who's pulled you over. You don't get that in Australia. Like, they'd probably be insulted by that.
Yeah.
But then you go to Sri Lanka, you can probably get away with that easily.
Sure.
Like super obviously. But then if it's like, okay, the corruption that might exist in first world countries is like nepotism. Like getting your cousin into the young liberals, or getting someone into a big job.
I mean, you even look at like how the US handles the Israeli situation.
What do you mean?
Like, that's essentially corruption. They're funding the IDF, which act as a terrorist organization within the area.
Yeah, and
Do you know what I mean?
so does Australia, bro.
Yeah, of course.
And the UK,
But like, the idea might be that we, trust the Israelis more than we trust the Arabs in that area. So we want to have a foothold in the Middle East, and that is kind of corruption. Where you're or like how you just look at a lot of the foreign aid policies and all that kind of stuff, where it's like we'll give money to some people but not others because it's like they're aligned with our interests. I think that's textbook corruption, to be honest with you.
That's just having strategic allies. I wouldn't say that's corruption. I think there's a lot of high up Jews in America and in all other first world countries that do influence that. They say like, okay, like through donations, through pledges, and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
If you look at the donation list of the Liberal Party, I'm sure there's tons of fucking mining companies.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like, okay,
yeah,
why are you guys so pro coal? Why do you deny climate change?
Rupert Murdoch, why did you donate us fucking $1 million to
Yeah.
fucking Peter Dutton?
Bro, yeah, exactly.
How crazy Pete Dutton's the leader of the opposition?
Yeah. Well, thankfully the opposition is
Yeah,
is the
Jesus.
opposition.
Who is Peter Dunton?
He
very,
was
very racist.
very racist, far north Queensland liberal. He, I remember when this is very sneaky Australian shit, but we had a Prime Minister, Malcolm Turnbull, who we actually went through a period of time where we were changing prime ministers.
It felt like every
seasons.
week.
Yeah. And he was the last one to get swapped out, it felt like, right?
Yeah.
And so it was between him, and he was kind of like a moderate, like in the middle, maybe a little bit right-leaning, but like he was a pretty good right-leaning PM, in my opinion. He was my favorite out of three.
Yep.
And we had ScoMo, who was our last prime minister, lost the election. And then we had Peter Dutton, who was like, send all the darkies back to where they came from.
Yeah, he's not
Like,
alright.
It was a bit crazy. And now he's the leader of the opposition.
Shit.
Yeah. I feel like the Liberal will have a while before they get re-elected. I think
Yeah.
Labor might even have 2 full terms here.
Do you think because it's this Peter Dunton guy, or
One, yes. One, it'll be like a lot, bit kind of like Joe Biden, where it's like, okay, we don't want to vote for Trump, so
Yeah.
we'll go for Sleepy Joe.
Yeah.
But then I think another thing as well is that people are starting to realize that, like, firstly, the climate change denial that the Liberals do not ease off by one bit.
Yeah.
Like, they still deny it vehemently, which is like, come on.
Do you remember when ScoMo bought in coal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like 10 years ago, though.
Yeah, I know.
I
It's so
get
funny.
that.
Our former prime minister walks into parliament holding coal and me like, I know you're all afraid of this, but it's bloody fine.
what role was he then?
He's just an MP.
MP,
Yeah.
which is
Member
Minister of
of
Parliament or something?
Member of
Oh,
Parliament.
Member of Parliament.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just member of Liberals.
But yeah, I think I agree with you. I think people also just like change.
And the other thing is because fucking inflation is happening, people want to have more like higher wages, and everyone's getting their wage up finally. So they're like, okay, let's keep a Liberal Party and a Labor Party in power.
Are wages growing now?
Oh, significantly.
Eventually, I thought it was just industry specific.
Oh, dude, I feel like everyone is way wealthier now than they were a year ago. Everyone's earning more money than they are a year ago.
Everyone? I suppose so. But is it real in real dollars?
You'll never know. You'll never know until the numbers come out.
Yeah.
Dang inflation. Anyway, that's the end of another Milk Bucket podcast. What should the secret word be, boys?
Coal.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do coal.
COAL. If
Well,
you
I'm
don't
keen
know
for
how
that
to
one.
spell it.
It's just bloody coal.
Because that's why people don't do it. They don't write the comments just because
Boys,
they don't know how to spell it.
If you say coal in the comments, we will do a Milk Bucket spelling quiz. We'll do a spelling bee on the next episode of Milk Bucket. So make sure you fucking comment that shit for the riveting entertainment we'll provide.
Sounds good, boys.
See you later.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.